Hi, it's me again. Just a quickie because it's getting a bit out of control now, and someone needs to put it to bed, don't they? Because I saw Jeremy Vine's Twitter earlier. He's looking at legal action at people that keep naming him on the internet. He claims it's not him, so don't name him because he is actively pursuing claims legally. Ryland's had apologies off The Independent. Lots of people are getting in lots of trouble just because this person isn't being named. And the Met Police have said they're looking at the evidence, but they're not pursuing anything at the moment. Then I'm reading reports that say the BBC employee in question has reached out to the family, the accusing family, to try and get the case dropped. It's all over the shop, and there's going to be a lot of legal action going on, a lot of defamation cases, a lot of stuff going on. How many BBC presenters, like if you've been on Twitter today, right, you should have seen some of the hashtags that were... I mean, it's not funny because it's a very serious situation, obviously, but I couldn't help but giggle at some of the hashtags that were trending earlier. Yeah, nonce was trending for bloody nearly 24 hours. BBC nonce was trending. Lots of BBC famous people's names were trending. It's got to be put to bed now. You know, why should other BBC staff have to go on the offensive? Or defensive? Defensive. Why should they? Why should they have to people's names who had nothing to do with it were trending on Twitter all day. And they've done nothing wrong. Why are those employees of the BBC, those presenters of the BBC, they must know who it is. They must. Name them. Name who it is and clear your own name. Because you're getting dragged down. Every time I go on Twitter and refresh it, there's a different BBC personality trending. You know, and they're having to put out fires. They're getting their names dragged through the mud. Someone's got to say it. I don't know who it is, and you're not going to name it down below either. But it's got to come out. It's got to come out. Why can't they use parliamentary privilege? They use parliamentary privilege to name Nigel Farage for something he claims he didn't even do. So why can't they use parliamentary privilege for this? If there's a super injunction on it or whatever, parliamentary privilege trumps that, does it not? Name the person. It says here, look, in the Sun. BBC star at the centre of a sex picture scandal is said to be under massive pressure by fellow broadcasters to resign. The corporation's production staff, both on TV and radio, are leaving spacing their schedules in case he names himself, it has been claimed. So, at least we know it's a he, obviously. There's confusion about all the genders in all of this that we're not going to go into, but it's just, I don't understand why loads of BBC employees are having to fight to drag their name out of the gutter when this could all be stopped now. There is said to be an uprising among staff at the Beeb who are calling for the accused star to come forward. The stars are said to be so sick of the man keeping quiet, seeing the finger pointed at some of them. It comes after other top presenters were forced to publicly deny their involvement at the weekend. One senior BBC news journalist told Mail Online, "We are all really, really worried about this mess. Obviously, everyone knows who the presenter is. The presenter in question is very in with the management. We are also sick and tired that these people are protecting their friend at the expense of the integrity of the BBC." And who said that? That's quite important. That was a senior BBC news journalist. Said the presenter in question is very in with the management. Obviously, everyone knows who the presenter is. We're also sick and tired that these people are protecting their friend at the expense of the integrity of the BBC. I can only see one thing wrong with that, is that they claim that the BBC has some integrity. When did that happen then? Did I miss that memo? The BBC has integrity left after all the scandals that have found the BBC. They have some integrity left. I mean, even if this turns out, there is still the possibility, you know, that this could turn out to be a storm in a teacup. It's possible, all right? This may never have happened. It might be false allegations. Until there's a full inquiry with the Met Police and the BBC inquiry, we don't know. But the fact that everybody in this country believes it already and is all over Twitter, naming names. And there's going to be a lot of headlines come of this. There's going to be a lot of legal stuff to it. Jeremy Vine's picking on one guy who named him. The guy's got, 17,000 followers or something like that. And he was all over Twitter claiming he was drunk the night before. Naming Jeremy Vine, who claims he didn't do it. So as far as anyone's concerned, he didn't do it. There's a lot of defamation cases that could be stopped. There's a lot of BBC employees that would be happy about it just by naming the person. And then we can really find out what happened, because it's not just the Met Police that investigate things. Newspapers do too. And newspapers investigate stuff sometimes better. Maybe not the red tops, sometimes the red tops. And independent journalists as well can get to the bottom of what really happened. And you can stop dragging more of your BBC staff through the gutter. If the BBC really cared about you, and it really cared about its employees, and it really cared about the British public who pay its bloody wages, it's time to start talking. It's time to start talking. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. No names, and I've got filters on because I'm not getting dragged through the mud. I'm sorry to do it. You know how I feel about editing comments. I never ban anyone from the channel or anything like that. But I can't have any trouble here. But let me know what you think, whether they should sort this out now, down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hit the buttons down below, all the things people say on YouTube. I'm going to finish my beer, edit this, and eat my steak. Ta-da.